I am going to be doing a story time about how I got fired and how, frankly, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So, back in 2016, I actually had just made a jump from one company to the other. I was contracting. And I took on a new position, another contract position, and it was going well. It was amazing. And the company even told me, like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and hire you. You know, you're just gonna have to go through the formal interview process. So I was like super excited. It was the end of the year, it was end of 2016. I was like, yes, this is great. I'm finally about to have a permanent position, a permanent job. And I went through the process. I did the interview. Like, I was like, yes, this is going through. And I waited to get my offer. And then I finally got an email. And the email said, it was one of those form emails. You know, the email's like, we've reviewed all the candidates for this position, and we regret to inform you that you were not chosen for this position. And I was like, huh? I was not chosen for this position. Like, I literally had a verbal, basically, confirmation that this job was mine. And so I was devastated. And I was like, oh my God. And I didn't really have anything lined up because, like I said, I thought this was in the bag. They basically like took me through the motions, took me through the runaround, and made it seem like, you're about to get this job. So long story short, I was contracting. They acted like they were about to hire me. I went through the interview process. They told me that I was straight, I was fine, it was going to be my job, and then I got an email saying, yeah, we didn't pick you for the job. So I was devastated. I was shook. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I started applying for all these jobs, and I wasn't getting any jobs. I wasn't getting any feedback. Like, it was the holiday season. It was New Year's. And so I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I started to try to get creative. I was like on Craigslist. I was seeing how I could like sell furniture. I was actually going and picking up free furniture off Craigslist and then reselling it back. And I was actually making some decent money doing that. I tried to do like, I met somebody and I was like helping with their moving business. I was like moving furniture. I was doing every damn thing. Okay. And so, I was basically scraping by. Like I was on Craigslist looking for gigs. There was one gig that I found that the guy wanted to pay me $150 to go drive like an hour away to go take video of a mobile home park. I guess it was his mobile home park. So I did that, and I was just doing what I could, like figuring it out. And I happened to be with one of my homegirls, and we were like at this, I don't know, we were at another girl's house. We were like looking for this jewelry. We were looking at crystal jewelry. And the girl was like, we were just randomly talking about stuff. And she was like, oh, I've always wanted to try yoni steaming. And I'm known for yoni steaming. Like, I've been yoni steaming since I had my son, since I was treated like crap in the hospital and vowed that I would never depend on Western medicine again. That's a whole other story time. That's a separate story time I can do. But basically, I was known for yoni steaming, and it randomly came up in a conversation, and my friend was like, oh yeah, Megan does that. Megan does yoni steaming. And the girl was like, oh my God, how much would you charge me to come over and do a yoni steam? And so that moment completely changed my life, because I was completely, like, I wasn't really expecting it. I definitely was in the mode of like, I got to figure something out. Something's got to give, because I need some bread. Like, I really need to pay this rent and pay these bills, take care of these children. And so when that question was posed to me, I was like, I didn't know. I told her, I was like, $25, I'll give you $25. You can come over and do a yoni steam. And she came over, and this was back in the day when Instagram was like a lot better than it is now. Like, you didn't have to do all the extra like performative stuff. You could basically get up there. Actually, TikTok was more, I mean, Instagram was more like TikTok back then. So I went ahead and had her over there, and then I started marketing on Instagram. Like, hey y'all, you know, I'm offering yoni steams. Come get your yoni steam. Blah 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 blah. So people started coming and getting yoni steams, and I was like, wow, this is like really something. And I literally, like, because of a random question that someone had about something that I knew how to do, literally started a business like that. And long story short, like, the women were coming to my house and they were getting these yoni steams. And of course, like, while they were steaming, I would like have conversations with them. We were talking about, like, you know, life, and you know, I would share with them like the different manifestation techniques that I was doing, because I was doing manifestation techniques. I was like journaling, I was doing my gratitude, I was getting up in the morning, I was meditating, I was doing all kinds of stuff. And so I was sharing that, and I was sharing like my perspective with these clients. And I started getting feedback like, oh my God, like, your advice changed my life. Your advice has been amazing. Like, I feel like I've gotten so much clarity in just this one conversation with you. I'm so not a beauty influencer. Hey, I'm doing well. How are you doing today? And so it went from offering the service in my house. I was offering the yoni steams. And then I started to create blends because I was asking people, where am I from? I'm from Rochester, New York. That's where I was born and raised. Yes, God. I started creating products for people. I started creating products for people to steam at home because I was in North Carolina at the time, and you know, not everybody who I was reaching on Instagram could get to me. So thank you for the likes, y'all. Yes, 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 God. So basically people were like, I'm not near you. Like, how can I steam at home? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, at that time, I didn't have the same abundance mindset that I have right now. And I was kind of nervous to like tell people how to steam at home. It sounds weird, but I was nervous to do that because I was like, well, if I tell them, then, you know, how they're not gonna need me. And I really had to check myself, like, Megan, this is not about that. This is about you offering value, and this is about you helping people. Like, money will come. And that's what I really learned. Like, when you focus on actually truly helping people versus making money, that's when the money comes. Like, we're compensated in this world based on the value we provide. We're not compensated on anything else. Like, if we're not giving people value, if we're not providing something to people, what is there is no exchange. Oklahoma, wow, that's far away. How is it in Oklahoma? It's snowing here right now where I'm at. And so anyways, long story short, I started to create products. I created a line of products for women because the women that were coming to yeah, it's snowing here too. It's really cold out too. The women that were coming to me for steams, I was basically like putting together blends on the fly based on what they were going through, what they needed. People are asking to join my live. Should I let people join my live? I don't know. Maybe I will let y'all join my live. But if you say anything crazy or anything that I find disrespectful, I'm going to take you out immediately. So I'm just saying that. I don't know what you want to come talk about, but I'll allow it. Let me just finish my story time real quick. So I started making these blends for women, and then so based on what the women were needing when they came to me for services, I started creating blends for them. And I came up with a product line of blends. So I came up with an herbal blend for fertility. I came up with an herbal blend for postpartum care. I came up with an herbal blend for menopause, one for BV, one for fibroid, cysts. And I actually was getting like feedback. I started getting all these testimonials about all these women who like their issues were being solved. Like the blends were working and they were really getting, they were getting value from our products. And I was like, oh my God, yes, God. Like, honestly, I'm going to be real with you because I didn't even really know. Like, I have never really dealt with fibroids or like really BV or anything like that. I was using yoni steaming as something to help me release trauma. I was using it as something that was helping me, like, release soul ties, release trauma, and really allow me to get more in touch with my feminine energy. So it wasn't like I was doing it for the physical benefits of it. I was actually doing it for the emotional and the energetic benefits of it. So when I started getting all this feedback that it was helping to change women's like health, like it was actually like helping women get pregnant. It was actually like, I have testimonials of women who had fibroids at first and then the fibroids were no longer there when they went back to the doctor. I was like, oh my gosh. And so my business grew and it was amazing. So the point of this story time is just to say that when things happen in our life that we feel are catastrophic, when we feel like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do, like I got fired, or this relationship ended, or I got this health diagnosis, or basically anything that really feels really scary and feels like it's taking away a sense of security that we have, it's so important for us to be open to the possibilities because beginnings are endings. Whenever there is an ending to something, I said that wrong. Whenever there's an ending to something, endings are beginnings. And it's very cliche, like when God closes one door, another one opens. It is so true. It is so true. In order for us to be in position to find that open door that has the opportunity behind it, we have to be willing to, first and foremost, be grateful. Be grateful regardless of what the situation is. Because ultimately, like no matter what happens to us in life, it could always be worse. And it's not to focus on the worst that it could be, but to just keep that as a contrast to know that, you know what? Let me not complain. Let me not complain. Even though this is hard, even though this is tough, even though I'm heartbroken, even though I'm hurting, even though I'm scared, even though I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills, even though I don't know how anything is going to work out, like let me at least be grateful that I'm alive and that I have an opportunity for a miracle to come to me. Because when we're 6 feet under, there is no opportunity for any more miracles to come. So having gratitude is first and foremost so important because it allows you to be magnetic. Not complaining is something that can be really challenging, but it's really important to focus on what's going right and not what's going wrong. And when you stay focused on what's going right, even in the midst of storms, even when life is throwing you a trash hand at the time or a curveball, you will find your opportunity. And really, to go deeper on that topic, like being able to imagine, like we put so much stock in the circumstance that's happening in our life right now. We put so much stock in, well, I'm not going to believe it until I see it. And really it's the opposite. We're not going to see things until we believe them, in other words. Like I just put a little bit of makeup on right now. Like I'm not going to see a change in how I look until I do something different. You're not going to look in the mirror and be like, well, I'm not going to believe, when I see it, then I'll believe it. No, you have to believe it first. I had to believe that can sit down, put some makeup on and make my face look different. I had to believe that first. I'm not going to wait to see it and then believe that it can happen. I'm going to believe it first and then the seeing happens afterwards. And that's the same thing with life and changing our circumstances. We first and foremost have to believe it's possible, and that will then open up the door for us to see it. And so believing things are possible is really important to utilize your imagination. So many people, minimize and diminish imagination as if it's not as if it's not the operant power in your life. We're using our imagination all day long. We're imagining scenarios, we're imagining the future, we're worrying about the future, we're, being sad about the past. Like all of that is your imagination. None of that stuff is happening right now. It's all imagination. So using your imagination to imagine the version of you that has the life that you want will start to unfold and give you doors and opportunities to walk through for miracles to happen so that you can start to see. So believing that it's possible, starting to envision it, starting to imagine it, and a key part of doing that is taking away distractions. So if you're listening to music, if you're watching movies, if you are having conversations, if you're doing things that are going against the life that you want to see for yourself, you are actually creating those things to happen for yourself. So be very, very mindful of what you're doing with your mind. Be very careful of what you're paying attention to. Because we are divine beings. Like, we have God inside of us. We are creators. We have the ability to create our reality, to create our experiences, to create opportunities, to create miracles based on what we first envision in our mind. All right, so I'm going to let somebody come. I'm going to let a couple people co-host. Let's see. What does co-host with creators mean? Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see, TikTok.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Want to battle?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I don't battle. Battle what?
Oh.
What do you mean battle? I don't know what that means.
It's basically like a match. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's something all TikTokers do, I guess.
Well, maybe. I mean, what is it? How do you how do you battle?
Okay, so I'm gonna hit a button on my side, and it's gonna ask you to accept it. Okay.
Okay.
And then like your viewers or whatever have to tap or like send gifts in order for you to like win. You get what I'm saying?
I guess. Okay.
Okay, we can do one round.
Okay, sure. The match has started, okay?
And then from here, we just kind of let everybody else do their thing.
Okay. We're battling. Okay, so what do we know? Is there any context? Like, do we talk? Do we just let them?
Yeah, we can talk and hang out until the match is over, and yeah.
Okay. So how do we know who's winning?
So at the top, it says I have 6 up here, like on the red line.
And I have
right
0.
Now I'm winning.
Okay.
And yours is the 0 with the blue.
Okay. 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 See, mine from my side, it looks like I have 0, but mine is pink.
Oh, okay. So it's just flipped. The colors are flipped.
Okay. All right, you're winning. I wonder. Yeah, I'm super new to TikTok, so I have no idea what this even means. But
I'm super new to going live because I rarely went live.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you're not the one that did you ask to co-host with me? Because somebody asked to co-host.
Yeah, I just
that was
sent
you?
a quick invite.
Okay.
Which basically invites like anybody, and they randomly pop up on my screen.
Got it. Okay. Oh, okay.
How's your day going?
My day is going amazing, actually. How about yours?
That's good. It's going good.
Yeah. Where are you?
I'm in Colorado.
I'm in North Carolina. It's snowing down here and everybody's freaking out.
Oh. It hasn't snowed here yet. It's just been super cold.
Okay. Yeah. I was born and raised in Rochester, New York, so I'm completely used to cold and snow, but literally we get like an inch down here and people like shut everything down. It's actually kind of funny. Okay, so
Mother Nature just doesn't like Colorado, so it's always just random weather half the time.
Yeah, because I don't know why I thought Colorado was warm, but then I know like there's mountains there. There's like a lot of different terrain in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Or is it okay?
It's mostly mountains,
Yeah.
But we still have flat land, but not enough to have tornadoes, if that makes sense.
Okay. So does it ever get hot there?
Yeah, sometimes in the summer.
Okay. You're winning.
I know.
So is that your people in here? Like, can your followers come with you when you like do battles with people?
Yeah.
Come on, y'all not gonna give me no. Come on, where's everybody at? Where's my people at? You guys hit me up. Like, give me. Is this so? This is gifts. This is not just tapping the screen. This is people actually like buying gifts.
Well, yeah, they can buy stuff, but like once you first tap the screen,
Mm-hmm.
it'll give the other person like 3 points. Like me, since I have 9, I have 3 people in my live.
Okay.
So it gave them each like 3 taps,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
And then if they want to send anything else, like roses or tiny dinies or any of that, then they'll have to buy it, basically.
Okay. Okay.
At least that's what I figured out by now.
Yeah, I don't. So how can I tell? Oh, so. Because I know, like, people can be watching your lives from the outside, like, they don't actually click into it, but when they click into it is when we see the number at the top, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I only have one person in my life.
Yeah, it's fine. I have 3, and it's my brother, my dad, and my mom.
Well, that's sweet. Look at them, so supportive. That's awesome.
I know, right?
Have you been using TikTok for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really like super new to it. I don't know. I got on it, but I didn't really post a lot, and
Yeah, I've had it since TikTok became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I just never really post anything.
Okay. Yeah.
My dad says hello.
Hi, Dad. YouTube, I'm gonna go off because I know this is probably boring, so I'm gonna end this.